Welcome to Influential Sports. Got a special video today. Got a special guest with me. We're gonna be talking about ways that WWE can make 3 hour shows successful. You can go ahead and introduce yourself. You still there?
My bad. Yeah, I'm Expo Level Wrestling, aka Afi Kingdom. Been doing YouTube, uh, like 7 years. Big wrestling fan. Uh, yeah, let's get to it. Arthur.
All right. I think the first thing that they need to really focus on is the tag team wrestling, specifically the men's division, because the men's neither one of the tag titles have been defended since WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. So they need to put an emphasis on that. I mean, I guess they're trying to do something on SmackDown with the Street Profits, DIY, and the Motor City Machine Guns. But they got to start focusing on that and get back to like what we had with the Usos and New Day back in 2017.
Yeah, I agree because I gotta think about who the champion is. I'm sure. Okay, let me see who the champions again. And
It's yeah, the Motor City Machine Guns and the War Raiders.
the War Raiders, I'm good with. Motor City Machine Guns, I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I had my nostalgia moment when they came back, just to see okay, it's full circle now. They made it to that was cool, but not cool enough to where I want to see them because I don't like their style, bro. And that's just a personal thing. Like I don't like all that jumping around and shit from guys that don't look like they're powerful. Like if they were more intimidating guys, I would like it more. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was wrong. It's DIY. They won it from not too long ago. So DIY got the tag titles. Even I'd be a little confused.
I'll still stick to what I said because I'm not a big fan of them either.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I don't see and Triple H, like some of the decisions he make don't really make sense. Like the Street Profits are the most over tag team, probably in WWE, not just SmackDown. And it's crazy that they don't get the tag titles, but to give them to DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, who was only there 2 weeks at the point.
Yeah, I want to see. Let me think. See, I don't know, man. It's because it's just about booking. Because, think about it, bro. Like, remember when AOP was the tag team champions? I wasn't mad at that. But right now, how they being booked, it wouldn't make sense to me right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because you probably don't even remember that they was champions, but they was they was dominant champions at that. But who would I want to see? I wouldn't mind a good. I wouldn't. We kind of teased that before, but I wouldn't mind Roman and Cody having something down the line. I, yeah, Roman's been a tag team champion. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to see that, to see people who matter, because the thing is, when you get people in there that's like that matter, people gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a tag team person, if Roman Reigns and Cody was a tag team now, them who being heel, him being face, heel, face, heel, that part don't even matter. It's just if they were the tag champs, whether they on the same page or put together shit, you gonna watch to see what's gonna happen. See? And then
Yeah.
anybody who they tussle with is relevant too.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad route to explore, especially after Cody loses the championship. But I think you keep Roman away from the belt for now to let him go on a dominant run without being like the world champion. So you pair him and Cody together to go on a tag title run. That'll just elevate the tag team division.
Mm-hmm. And then even if they had a tandem special, that'll also be good, I think. A Superman punch in Crossroads, put him in the Crossroads. Superman punch into the dip, that's some cold shit.
Yeah, that'll be cool. What's one way you think? What's one thing you think WWE need to do to be successful with now both shows being 3 hours?
Tell more stories, more backstage and backstage and out of the ring segments. You know, like you remember just like before, like let's just bring it back to the 80s, the $1 Million Man. We seen them in the jewelry store. We seen them at the like. Let's open up this shit to where we can kind of get it more in depth in the character work by seeing them outside of the element in the ring. You know,
Yeah, I like that. I mean, they're gonna
what the
have to
fuck?
utilize.
What the fuck? My bad. What the fuck does Kane and Cross do in his spare time? I would like to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
yeah,
What,
that'll
what,
be
what, do
cool to
we
see.
do? What do we wake up and do? Pray dark to darkness? Do he? Does he? What the fuck does he do? Take his
I mean,
girl for coffee, and then cats come in there fronting him, and he takes them all out. Like, what's a typical day for some of these guys?
yeah, I mean, it's at a certain point, it's like we consistently getting some of the same promos in the ring, and I already know they finna stretch out this Seth Rollins and CM Punk story. But it's like, how many times can they cut a promo each week and keep feuding? Like, it can't go on forever. It worked with Punk and Drew because both guys was injured at the time, but you can't just carry out stories like that all the time. Like some of these, like storytelling is definitely a thing, and it needs to improve. But some of these stories can't drag out as long as they do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the Rhea Ripley and Liv. See, for me, bro, it's like I don't mind people feuding for a long time, but sometimes they need to break it and circle back. Make it history. It doesn't have to, I don't need to see people funk for like 10 months. But they can have maybe 2 years worth of feuds on and off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like, and some of it is just illogical. Like Rhea Ripley is the baby face, even though she was the one that originally attacked Leo to start the story. Because that's really where it started at when they lost that tag team championship match and Rhea turned on Liv. So now Rhea is the baby face and Liv is the heel. That's kind of weird.
You know the small details, like you notice she's dressed as less sexy. She always has jeans on and shit now. Subtle things like that, since she's a face. She wears her dark shit, but she covers up more now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some people,
Another.
I don't know. Some people, I just feel like wrestling. Let the fans dictate who the heel and the face is. You come in there as your character or how you want to present it, and then it's just like a taste test. So if you got three different bottles of water, the bottle of water that people like the most, then you go with that angle. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Something else. Another way to make these 3 hour shows like keep it flowing is having more matches. Like some of these SmackDowns, they recently it's been filled with a lot of promos and not very many matches. Nowadays in the holidays, so they probably don't want to go too crazy with it. But at the end of the day, you still putting on a product that's going to be 3 hours long, so you got to utilize as many matches as you can, not have like a whole lot, and get in some good promo segments with it.
I got an idea too. They need to keep records. So, like for instance, every year we got the Elimination Chamber and we got Royal Rumble. Fuck the popularity shit. Now, if you want to book somebody popular to get in there, cool. But like for instance, like in order to be considered to be in the Elimination Chamber, you got to have 20 wins. You know what I'm saying? So like somebody might have 18 wins. So then, but guess what? Those two last matches mean something before the actual match. You know?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there's circumstances behind everything. Even so, you don't have to wait until big pay-per-views for big payoffs. It makes everything relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I like that because when I was watching AEW World's End, I was thinking WWE should do something kind of like the Continental Classic when they do a tournament instead of us consistently getting triple threat matches every week. Because it's like what with the Continental Classic they do the point system, so you had a certain amount of points. Like Ricochet, he needed a tie, or he needed a draw or a win to get to the semifinals, and he ended up getting a draw to help him advance to the semifinal. I think that'd be a cool aspect to
Mhm.
display in WWE instead of us constantly getting triple threats because it's like it takes the value out of the triple threat matches. Like the triple threat is supposed to feel special, but it's not special if we see it every other week.
Mm-hmm. And then also, just like the King of the Ring, I don't like that because remember when Coffee not Coffee when Xavier won it, that crowd was kind of dope to me. And
Yeah,
then I remember when Roman Reigns took that. I was mad. Like that type shit is bragging right shit. Like even then, I remember I was like, man, even he shouldn't get a run. But remember when it was him and Solo to get the tag titles? I was like, they need to do that just for bragging rights. He got 3 WWE titles, another 4 belt, a fucking crown, and a scepter. You come to that's big boss bullshit. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
That would have been a good look to. And then when you cut your promos, look how many belts I got. I'm the only one who did yada yada. You know what I mean? So they could have sacrificed that. So, but to go back in circle, um, if you win the King of the Ring, you don't just win it and then be like, cool, I got a crown, hey, and wave to the crowd. You need to incorporate that in your character as a stunt. You didn't just win a random roll up. You run a whole tournament and beat 8 motherfuckers, bro. So you need to stick it in people's faces. You don't have to go King Booker style with it and start talking English, but you need to let people know every time you get like, I'm defending King of the Ring, like you wear your,
yeah,
even if you want to hip hop, wear the king shit to the side and had a scepter and you win with the scepter. That's your angle. Like you don't just win it and then just it doesn't they you know what I mean? Just like Nia Jax, she wore the shit, but it's like, no, you're the champion and you won that. That needs to be a double flex,
yeah. That's
especially
true.
if you a heel. You need to
Yeah,
push that down
because
people's throats.
it was like what Gunther did with it. Like he did it at least not Jack's wore the crown. Gunther didn't even wear the crown to the ring. And like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Xavier Woods, until he lost it, at least he did carry it around and try to make it part of his gimmick. It was like since when Gunther won it, it's like he just didn't care about it. Like I know he a heel, but that should be like bragging right for him. Like he had it
Yeah,
over
like I am
everybody
the
else.
king of England and I am the world champion and you little peasants and blah blah blah. I won't even you little peasants. I won't even put up my world heavyweight championship. I will put the king of the ring on the title on the line. If you can be the new king, you don't even got to be the champion. Just be the best of the best. You know,
Yeah,
I just
that
cut
was
a promo.
perfect.
Like, you know what I mean? You see how easy it is to cut promos when the story makes sense?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that the segments. Uh, oh yeah, this is one thing that I don't know how long you been watching wrestling.
I'd probably say around 10. The most stuff I remember is from 2014, so I'd say 10 years.
Okay, like there was a time. Do you remember when Drew McIntyre was the chosen one?
Yeah,
Okay, so back then I loved it how they booked where there because Coffee was intercontinental champion, but he had a heavy feud with Drew and Matt Hardy at the same time, and then MVP was in there. So it's like you don't always gotta do. Well, this is the challenger for the title. Like, don't multiple people want this shit. Not you don't just take turns. Like, you want it, all right, cool. Let's go 3 to 5 matches and see who's gonna win the most. All right, I'm over on this feud. Like, no, and okay, who's my next challenger? Like, no, have multiple challengers at once, multiple stories though, because everybody got a different reason of why they want to fight the champion. Besides being the champion, one cat, oh my dad, he was holding me in this last breath. I said I'm going to be WCW champion, and that's why he wants it so bad. And then the next cat, oh, I've been champion in every single place I've been except for this. You know what I mean? Boom.
yeah.
Then you
See, I
got
like
another
it.
cat. I fucked your girl, you know what I'm saying? And you got the title, so and only to make it right, I got to get, boom. Now you got 3 stories, 3 angles, and unpredictability because at any time this person can interfere, and then those characters intertwine as well.
Yeah, and it's like super rare when they do it. Like they did it with who? It was Roman, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and who was it Randy Orton in
Randy
that
Orton.
fatal 4-way? Yeah,
Yep.
because it's like they all had their different reasons to go after Roman Reigns and try to get the championship. Because AJ Styles felt like
But
LA
after
Knight
the
took.
pay-per-view it was over. That's what pissed me off. They
Yeah,
could have kept that going. They could have kept that going some more.
what
I
made me
really
mad.
wanted Randy to win that night, bro.
What made me mad is that you had interference in a fatal 4-way, and that made me mad at World's End too. It's like these guys supposed to be dominant champions, and I know they heels, but just one clean win is not going to affect them. Like, they can have one clean win in a fatal four-way match. Like, I feel like that was stupid for Solo to get involved.
The two times I think that I was wanting to see Roman. Tell me two times that you wanted to see Roman drop the title. I'm gonna say mine is when he fought that one that you just said, and then when he fought the Jey Uso, the tribal. I wanted him to lose that. I thought that would have been a good time for him to drop it.
Yeah, I wanted him to lose to Jey Uso because I felt like the story around. I feel like this bloodline story is more based around the arc of Jey Uso and him becoming a solo star than it is about Roman's run. Like, it meant a lot for both of their careers because it elevated both of them. But I think it meant a lot for Jey, who was a guy that's always been a tag team wrestler. Then I did want him to lose to Seth before they had introduced the new World Heavyweight Championship, since Seth ain't had a run in a while at that point.
Were you against LA Knight going over?
Now, I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
You think it's started and dwindled now, or you think he's still up there?
I think it can still happen. It's just, I don't know, because I predicted that Shinsuke would win, because if you bring him back just to make him lose, that'd be kind of weird. But I don't know what they're doing and putting them back in the bloodline story with the new bloodline. But I think he could still get to that point. I just don't know how soon.
Yeah. What you think about the whole? I don't like it, but the whole thing where they said they were gonna do a bloodline belt. I think that's a bad idea.
What's the purpose of it? I mean, it's like 38 Samoans, and some of them ain't even there yet. So we're doing a whole bloodline belt just for the Rock to come back. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I didn't like the bloodline belt. I think that's stupid because like, who gonna be challenging for it after this? You know?
The only people in the bloodline can. That's the name of the belt. So it's like, I think they got enough belts. And actually, that's one more thing I'm gonna add to make these reality shows successful. These belts have to actually mean something. Like I mentioned the tag belts earlier, the men's ones ain't being defended since WrestleMania. Like, these titles got to be, they don't got to be defended every pay per view, but you got to have them defended on the shows. And I think, but you got to have quality matches and feuds to make these titles important. Like, both for the women's mid card titles, like, I guess they started. The first feud is gonna be Chelsea Green and Mia Yim. Mia Yim will probably lose again. Then Piper Niven turn on Chelsea Green to become the next champion. But they got to mean something to have importance
Who would you book for each championship right now?
for each championship. I do for
Okay,
the
let me change that. Who would you want booked for each championship uh, leading into the WrestleMania? That's what I mean.
lead. Okay, leading
Like,
into
yeah,
Wrestle.
who's defending their championships at that time?
All right, so if Braun Breaker still has the Intercontinental Championship, which I assume he will, I would have him drop it to Sheamus since he ain't won it before, and then you can have, I don't know how ready Braun Breaker be by that time to go into the main event scene, or if he just stay in the upper mid card for a little bit and then move up to the main event in 2026. But I would have him lose to Sheamus. U.S. champ Shinsuke still got it. I would like to see Solo get a run with the U.S. Championship. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. If
Yeah.
only if he's still well, even if he isn't the tribal chief anymore, I think it'd be cool to see what he can do with a championship on the main roster. The
You don't
tag,
see Shinsuke. You don't want Shinsuke in the heavyweight title picture, or just not for that time period.
just not for that time period.
Okay.
For the, I really have no clue for either tag titles. I would like to see. I do have this idea of, if you with the New Day, since they heels now, like, had them start off beating up on somebody like LWO, uh, Alpha Academy, and build them up, and then you had the War Raiders be the tag champs heading into Elimination Chamber, and they ain't did it in a few years. But you remember, like, the tag team Elimination Chamber they did a while ago. You put 6 teams in there, had a New Day start the match, and they win to show how dominant they are as heels.
Okay. Did you run through all the belts? What about the other belts?
The other belts, for the World Heavyweight Championship, I would have Cena beat Gunther for it. I think. I mean, I didn't heard the possibility of him going against Cody. I just don't think it would be the time right now because there's still other stories Cody Rhodes got to do. I would, for Cody, I would have him and Randy do the one-on-one match at WrestleMania. For Raw, for the Women's Championship, I have Alexa Bliss winning the Royal Rumble, so I would book her to go against Alexa Bliss, go against Leah Morgan at WrestleMania. Have Leah beat Rhea because I think Rhea could do more without the title if she lose at Raw Netflix debut. Tiffany Stratton, she's probably cashing in this upcoming Friday. I would do the match with her and Charlotte at WrestleMania. Trying to see. Then I don't really know about the women's mid card titles to be honest.
All right, let me see. For the for the for the for the Raw tag champs, I'll go Street Profits. For SmackDown, I'll go Solo and and Jacob Fatu. So those are two champion. Those are two tag champions. U.S. Shinsuke still. He needs to. He even that he needs to like talk more shit that he's the Japanese U.S. title. He needs to like incorporate that part into the discussion too. The fact that he ain't even American and he's the U.S. Champion. Intercontinental. Mm, who needs it? Braun Breaker to me doesn't really need it. It doesn't. I mean, he's good, but it doesn't. It doesn't really do anything to elevate him. He's just. I think he's just at that point where he's just at the card where he is. It doesn't really matter who he feuds with. He just has that organic fan base who likes the type of character he is. Um, I don't know. Maybe LA Knight. Let LA Knight get an opportunity at another championship, and then let Shinsuke. How that happens, that can happen multiple ways. So that's the mid card. Um, the heavyweight. I want to see The Rock come in and get it, or Roman. Two belts that they never really interacted with. Now, I mean, one belt that the two have never really interacted with. You know, that's a new belt. None of them have had that accomplishment. You can kind of say we was world heavyweight champion, but really it's different. You know, some people will honor that, but some people won't. Just come and get the new belt while you're here. You're here for limited time. So instead of going for the WWE, because The Rock will elevate any title that he gets. So why not elevate the newer title that he can still talk about Ric Flair and all of that, and you know the history behind it, but still have a new belt, you know, in his arsenal. WWE, I want to see a heel Cody, with the leading up into that. The women's, I'm interested to see what this dark Charlotte Flair is going to look like. They've just talked about it, but I'm interested to see what that looks like. So have her either win or be holding it. The middle one, I think Chelsea is good with it. She's good with the U.S. and we don't have a women's intercontinental title yet, do we? Who is it?
No, the semifinals matches are
Who
on
is it?
this upcoming Monday. Then the finals gonna be on the Netflix debut.
Who's left?
It's Io Sky and Io Sky's wrestling Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai's wrestling Zoe Stark.
Okay, it should definitely be Io Sky. She gonna always put on good matches. She gonna elevate the title some. It should be Io. She don't just because she got the World Heavyweight Championship don't mean she gotta every time she chases the belt, it got to be that belt. If you can be a multi champion, but it's also to get different awards that you ain't never had. You know what I'm saying? Just like basketball, just because you got 3 rings, so that mean you don't want an MVP? Yeah, you want an MVP ring too. You know what I'm saying? You want both trophies, not just
Yeah,
one. So
yeah.
it should be
I,
EO Sky.
going into going into the tournament, I wanted it to be Lyra or Selena, but they put them in the same match for whatever reason. And then Io Sky got added because Kyrie Sane got taken out. And so I think they're gonna do the dynamic of Io Sky and Dakota Kai in the finals since they both in damage control and do that match to see how far they willing to go to win their women's intercontinental title.
Mm. did I did I miss a title? No, I don't think
Uh
so.
no,
Do
I
they
think you
still
got
got the speed title?
I don't know who got it.
That's like the stupidest idea. Like, I mean, even if it's just for Twitter or whatever, it's just you should still carry it who you have it. You don't. It not
Yeah.
just a fucking internet reference.
Yeah, don't even let them bring it on TV. That's pretty stupid.
Like that's crazy, Andrana. I mean, it's like you don't just supposed to just say it in the subtitles. Like what? Yeah, I left it in the back. It's cool. Like, wow. Well, what's the point of the fucking belt then? If you don't even care to bring
Yeah.
it out.
And then I don't know. I think I posted this idea in the group chat, but I proposed this idea because aside from this year, every year that Charlotte's been in WWE, she's held a championship. And so I had the idea of, let's say she don't win a championship all of 2025, she lose to Tiffany at WrestleMania, then that's when that darker side of her, that's when they start doing that. Then she goes on a dominant singles run, not holding no championships, just putting on good matches and good feuds. And then once it hits 2026, she goes on a great reign as the champion because she's won it 14 times. And most of her reigns haven't been that long. So you build it up to put on some great matches, having some great feuds, then she can have a lengthy reign because she gonna beat her dad's record. So it'd be nice to get at least 1 or 2 good reigns.
What you think of the whole Bianca Belair Jade situation and Naomi?
I I was thrown off when Nia Jax came out there and started pointing fingers at everybody. Because at first I was thinking it was Bianca because people was like it wouldn't make sense if she gave up a championship match. She don't care about a mid card title. Bianca Belair trying to get that world championship again. So that's why I was going with Bianca at first. But then Nia Jax, she came out there and pointing fingers at everybody. She was like, Bianca, you probably mad because she stole the spotlight. Then she mentioned how Naomi she slid in to get the tag belts and how Bayley was ready to replace her at War Games. So now it probably is Nia Jax, or it could be a return of Charlotte. But with Nia Jax bringing all that up, it makes it seem like it's going to be somebody that's already a heel, and neither Naomi or Bianca going to be turning heel anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't. I wasn't. I know that she had her. I know that she had her heel run in NXT, but I can't even cap. Like I didn't see it.
Bianca,
Yeah, they said I've heard people reference that she was a really good heel in NXT, but I've never seen it.
yeah.
Did you see it?
Nah, I ain't see it.
Yeah, yeah. I should check it out. I just ain't never got around to it, but I think I'm gonna check it out just so I can see, her mic work. I want to know the type of shit she was saying.
Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, I ain't took a deep dive into it either. I done seen a few clips here and there, but I ain't seen too much.
I'm gonna go to her. I'm curious. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what she be doing. Was she like? Was she just all about her looks? Was she that type of heel? Did she disrespect people? Like what type of shit she was doing? Because I might see it and just be like, nah, I don't want to see her as a heel.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Ricochet?
Uh, I will say that match with him and Okada, I did not like that match at all. I did not enjoy it. But He getting great heel heat because Ricochet came out there and they was cheering for Okada, so that's a good sign. But I think when not the hugest Ricochet, not really a Ricochet fan, but I think this heel run could be good for him. I'm interested to see what they do with Swerve and Ricochet because I think that's gonna be interesting. They when Swerve came out there after Ricochet lost and Prince Nana came out there giving all the fans toilet paper throwing the ring. That was one of the funniest things I seen this weekend. So I think this heel run gonna be good for Ricochet, and hopefully he joins the Hurt Syndicate because he still needs a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm. What about Powerhouse Hobbs? I heard some talk about that.
Hobbs, I think it'll be cool if he joined the Hurt Syndicate. I just don't know if they want to pull the trigger on it because he going on his babyface run right now, and then they just did the story of him uh basically getting kicked out the Don Callis family or whatever for Takeshita, and they just had that match. Um, so on, I think it'll be cool because it's like all those guys are like all the guys in the Hurt Syndicate have muscles. So you put Hobbs in there instead of Ricochet, it would make more sense just from the look of it. But he got a great look, and he gonna be a champion one day. I just don't know what they're doing right now because I feel like World's End would have been the perfect time to put a title on Hobbs.
I really like Takesha.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. His look, his moveset, and how his character is. I'm really a fan of him. I didn't know about him until he went to AEW, but I heard he was doing some other shit. But I'm really a fan of his overall everything.
yeah. And I think Don Callis been great for a lot of these guys, like working with Takeshita, with Hobbs, with Cal Fletcher. Like Don Callis really the MVP.
Oh, Kyle Fletcher is the truth to me.
Yeah.
I fucks with him, bro.
I was so mad that Cal Fletcher lost that match to Will Ospreay. I wanted him to get that win last night.
I ain't gonna lie though. I liked him before his change. I thought he had an interesting haircut.
Yeah.
I didn't just hop on the bandwagon when he started acting a little different. Like I liked him before.
Yeah. I think that's. You got anything else? Because I think that's gonna wrap it up for this.
Well, what do I want to say? I just hope that somehow, you know, you never know who sees it, but somebody gets across something that they can start incorporating some of these things. Like maybe we be on the same page, you know, indirectly. And then other than that, subscribe to my channel, Expo Level Wrestling, and subscribe to my other channel, um, International Afi Kingdom and Afi Kingdom Books. Check out my books on Amazon. And follow me on Instagram under the same names.
Right.
That's pretty
Well,
much it. Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. Make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what y'all thought of ways that WWE can be successful with these 3-hour shows. And that's it. Peace.
Peace, peace.